Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Now, I know I've been slacking off on the manga content. That's because I've been reading more Western comics lately. I gotta balance that too. Sometimes I read manga, then I gotta go back to my Western comic books, Marvel and Dark Horse and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'll probably talk about that in another video. We'll get more in depth into that. But right now, I decided, you know what? I gotta reorganize my shelves. I kind of want to make some more space because I do have limited space here in my it's a small apartment here where I'm at. So I decided I need to move the shelves around and I'm gonna move some things around to try to make more space again, right? Because once we get to the end of November, I start ordering a lot of books because they have a lot of Black Friday sales, Christmas sales, and so forth. So I try to take advantage and buy as much stuff that I have on my list. If it's on sale, I'm picking it all up at once, right? So that, because it's stuff I'm gonna eventually buy down the road anyway, so I might as well get it and save some money while it's on sale and so forth, right? So I know what I'm getting into once we get to this time of the year, so I'm gonna need that space. So I was like, you know what, let's start moving things around and start making space to prepare for the Armageddon, if you will, right? So I thought, you know what, while I'm at it, let me go ahead and record it, give you guys some content, bring you along for the ride with me so you can kind of see what I'm dealing with right now. And again, I do apologize for having manga reviews or anything lately because I haven't been reading a lot of manga lately. I've been reading more comics, and I haven't been dropping a lot of comic book reviews because a lot of comic books I buy big, thick books that take me forever to finish reading before I could do a review on them, right? So, anyways, let's get to the organizing, right? Let's start off on the bottom row. I just recently picked this bad boy up, Volume 2. I've been needing it for like 4 months already. It's the last one I needed, and damn, feels good to have it there. Now we see the whole collection 1 through 12. Real nice spine designs. Look at all the pictures, a lot of detail in them and so forth. Yes, that is the artwork you'll get inside. It just looks real good. Good to have it. Now I could actually start reading this. I don't know if I'll binge it all, but we will eventually get to it, and now I have the option to start whenever I want because the set is complete. I put here was Fujiyugi. This is a Shojo Beat. It's the only Shojo Beat I've seen Viz Media do a Viz big of. So yeah, it's 6 volumes. These are, I believe they're 3-in-1s. So it's technically 18 volumes total. It's a nice size series. I think series around 30 volumes is like more digestible as opposed to something like One Piece that's like 1,000 books or whatever it is. So yeah, I really like the spines on these. They look real nice, and I like this format of this big in general. It's I really like the way it looks. It's very aesthetically pleasing. This fit perfect here, but I noticed it has this over here, so hopefully it doesn't damage the book. We'll see going forward. As you can see, these are on plastics. These two and these two are not, so I don't know. I gotta get some more plastic bags for them. Once I put the board on top, maybe dust won't get to them, but who knows. Alright, we got the whole bottom row finished. Right here we got our Blazing Barrels. This one, it reads right to left. So here's a volume 8. It's a cowboy western. 10 volumes is the whole set. This one I'm gonna read it, see how I like it. Not sure if it's gonna stay in the collection long term, but I do want to read it and see how it is. It looks interesting enough. This one I got also Tokyo Pop. It's Phantom. I got volumes 1, 3, 4, and 5. I need volume 2. Little difficult to find. I seen it around 20 bucks. Not quite sure if I'm ready to pay 20 for one volume that's like $10 volume. I don't know. I'm gonna try to see if I can get around 15 or under, and we'll see how that goes. Yakuza Lover up to volume 5 right here. I believe there's 7 out right now. These are all rap manga. Look at the pictures, pretty cool. I'm enjoying the pictures and the lettering. There's volume 4, very romantic vibe to it. They are sealed. This one's kind of crooked. I don't know. Maybe it will straighten out once you take the plastic out. So yeah, all of them are sealed. I have not started this series yet. I really need to get on that. It's all Shojo Beat up here. These say Shojo Beat. So the next one is this one, Prince Freya. I recently picked up the first 2 volumes. Haven't read it either. I think that one's at volume 7 now. It's an ongoing, so I don't know how many volumes it goes. High School Death. I love the way these are, the spines look. Very colorful. Then they have different pictures on the bottom as well here. And not only are the spines different colors, but even the font, the lettering are all different colors on each one. They're all 3-in-1s. So what tripped me out about this is these are very easy to wield and pretty small for 3-in-1s. This, I believe, is a 3-in-1. And look at how much thicker it is than that, right? I really like the way this looks over this. This one should have been an oversized book, in my opinion, because when they're short like this and they're big omnibuses, it's going to get a big crease here, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So yeah, this is Elfen Lied. I watched the anime, loved it. It had a kind of Wolverine feel to it as far as the origin story, where they run experiments on this girl and she gets all these superpowers and so forth. Very interesting. Check out the anime. I have not read the manga yet. I still need 2 more volumes. There's 4 of these. Again, once I actually bought them, I wasn't a fan of the trim size. Look, they're shorter than these. They should be bigger, you know, considering how thick they are and so forth. So yeah, I have Call of the Night volume 2 and 3. Need volume 1. And Ghost Reaper Girl. This one's good. This one's solid. I've been enjoying it. Have not read this one. Can't wait to read it. Call of the Night. Okay, so that's how the shelf is coming along at the moment. We got the other shelf over there that I'm going to get to. Now, I have a bunch of other books here. So what I'm going to do is, once I finish showing all the manga shelf, I'm going to show the Western comic shelf. And then I'm going to show all the manga I have in boxes. I'm going to show what series they are and so forth. And then I'm going to show all the comics I have in boxes. So when I finish with the shelf, do not click out. If you're just interested in the manga, still stick around or fast forward till you get to the other manga that's in boxes. Because I have a lot of other new stuff I've been picking up and so forth. So you might want to stick around for that. Also, you might want to check out the comic stuff even if you're not a comic collector. Because I have a lot of graphic novels and so forth that are not superhero related. That are just, you know, you buy 3 volumes or 4 and the series is done. And I'll kind of point out which ones I think I would recommend or that are worth picking up if you don't read graphic novels and you might still find interesting and so forth. So we'll get to that once I get to those books. Start working on the second shelf a little bit. This is a series I just recently started working on. It's Plunderer. Got 1 through 6. I believe it's 9 for the whole set. This is from Yen Press. This is a ecchi manga. I decided to start picking it up because I was watching the anime and I really enjoyed it. It's comedic and it's action. Think like a Soul Eater. It's kind of ecchi. Like it has you know what type of humor I'm talking about, like that type of fan servicey stuff. That it's not for everybody, especially like an American audience. A lot of people nowadays get offended with that kind of stuff. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem with it. I know when it's meant to be humorous and so forth and not to be taken too serious. So yeah, we're on volume 6. I'm gonna need to set some space here to get the other volumes going. This is by Su Minasuki, is the mangaka. Alright, so the next one here is Carnival, also by Yen Press. It's volume 1. These are 1.5s, I believe. I don't think they're 2-in-1s. And then the complete series here of Vinland Saga. This series, I haven't finished it all, so gotta get to this one as well. I like the way all the spines are different colors and so forth. Looks nice. And the artwork on this is good. And the stories, I found it very interesting based on the first volume. Have not read the rest. But I was sold with that one. I was like, you know what? I'm buying the rest because it's if it's anything like the first one, it starts off really strong. So yeah, glad to have that in the mix already. Got here is Sayuki. This is volume 1, 2, 3. I believe these are 3-in-1s, and this 4th one is extra thick, so there's a 4-in-1. So that's 3, 6, 9. Should be 12 volumes total for this series. Okay, so that's how this is looking up here. We got the Sayuki, the Livia CSTs. This one, Rascal. Rascal does not dream of Petite Devil Kohai. Says a 2 up there, but I believe this is the complete set in 1 volume. We got Run on Your New Legs, volumes 1 and 2 from Yen Press as well. This is from a Steamship. So it's some steamy romance right there. Never Be a Crown Princess. Really enjoyed this one, and I love that cover. Now this one, Ladies on Top, also volume 1. This cover's a steamy cover, but it's okay. I like the other cover a lot more though. Then we got these, Emanon volume 1 to 3. And I just heard there's going to be a volume 4 releasing next year, early next year. So, bam, excited for that. This is a very interesting series. And the art, I really enjoy the art on that. All right, the next book here is Western Comics. It's Wonderland Omnibus. I do have more manga. I'll show those in a minute. They're in boxes. I might just show the boxes and take them out and show the covers and so forth. So this collects the first 6 miniseries. So this is from Cinescope. Cinescope is like they have their own shared universe, kind of like Marvel and DC, except they're all women, the superheroes. So you have Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and then you would have a series called The Wizard of Oz, and you have Dorothy. She's the main character, and she's a badass right there. Then you have Snow White, and then she's the main character, Little Red Riding Hood. They're all the superheroes of their series, right? But they share a universe, so they do cross over into each other and do have team-ups and stuff like that as well. So Wonderland, it started with this book. It was 6 trades. They were just mini-series, right? A 6-issue series, 6-issue series. So you had the first 6 stories here, meaning the first 6 volumes. And it sold pretty good. So they're like, you know what, let's start this new character. And when they started this character, after they started selling, they just said, we'll just keep it going. Instead of miniseries, we'll have issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. It's up to like issue like 100 already by now. So they do have their own modern twist on them and so forth. So here's Alice, and this is her daughter now. So in current times, the daughter is facing the same thing the mom went through, where she's kind of going crazy, and when she falls back into Wonderland, and in Wonderland, the mom's there and she's still young, right? So Wonderland, and nothing makes sense there, right? So it's a bunch of weird creatures and so forth, and they have like their take on them. So it's like a horror, also fantasy. Like in this universe, Snow White, it's is it Snow White? I think it's her. She's like a kind of like a Conan character. She goes around a big sword and so forth, and fights goblins and witches and all that. In this universe with Alice, it's more like horror and fantasy. So yeah, they all have their own like vibe to each series, right? So after that one, you would get this one, House of Light. That's the daughter there. Love this cover look. Looks real scary. It looks like the take on The Shining. So that would be the next one after the first 3 volumes. Then we'd have this one, Through the Looking Glass. That would be the next one. Next one here, I'm not a fan of this art right here. It's Down the Rabbit Hole. Then it's this one, The Wonder Asylum. I think this one's just a bunch of anniversary one-shots, like little short stories. Next you have Volume 1. Wonderland Volume 1. Cover. I think that's J. Scott Campbell. I believe right now for Black Friday, they're doing a sale on the Alice in Wonderland statue. It's normally $500. I think right now if you buy one statue, you get another one half off for like $200. So I might go ahead and buy that statue just to put it next to all these books, right? So this is Volume 2 cover. All right, so that's the whole collection right there. So anybody wanting to collect it and so forth, I did a reading order how you would collect these, and it did pretty good in the views department, right? So anybody interested, go ahead and take a picture right here. This is the order you would get them. It's volumes 1 through 10. You would get these 3 after in this order, and then these 3 before, right? Now I think there's 2 or 3 of these that are interchangeable. You could put them in different areas if you choose to, and the story will still make sense. I'm gonna put them in this particular order. All right, next one is this one, called Hicks. This one's very popular. A lot of people said it's real good. I haven't gotten around to reading it. It's like horror as well. So she's supposed to be like a bad bitch taking down monsters and people doing curses and stuff like that, right? So the art looks pretty good. You could find this one on InStock Trades. I believe it was like $15. Chunky book, about over 400 pages in color for $14. And this is a complete series. Love the artwork. Love the cover. And everybody said it's pretty good. Look at here, all these like demons trying to possess her or whatever, right? So yeah, let's put that one right there. I need to give this Boom Publishers more of a chance. I need to get more of their stuff. I don't have much of it. I believe that might be the only book I have from that company. Now this next series is Sayuki Reloaded. So this is like a spin-off series, or a part 2, a continuation if you will. This one went 9 volumes. I think the 3rd series is called Sayuki Blast. I'm not sure if they have that in English. I've seen it on eBay. They have a Japanese version. Don't think they have an English one. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. If they do, I have not seen it. Either way, these ones were a little bit hard to find. As you can see, look at this one. It's all faded. I had to buy all these used. This is the only copy I bought new. It's all white on the top. All the rest of these, you see they're kind of yellowish and so forth. So yeah, glad to finally have this one complete as well. So I'll just read these 2, and to my knowledge, I don't need to pursue any further because the other ones are not printed in English. Alright, so here's the second row. We got this one, Samurai Executioner. I was digging the cover, so I decided to pick it up from Yen Press. We got Fiance Chosen by the Ring. These have like the same spines, but the little pictures here are different. Good series. I dropped a review on it. Was enjoying it. This one is I wouldn't say this is an ecchi manga. It's more like I think it was classified as like erotica. So look, it's a erotica wrestling manga. The Wrapped, have not got around to reading them. Also from Yen Press. Next series here is After the Rain. They all have like a similar spine, but it has some type of design up here that's different, and the pictures here are different. There's some of the artwork. The artwork's okay. I think there's another series that recently came out with that same artist. This is from Vertical. These mangas are different. You see, they're the same height, but they're a little bit wider. They're like widescreen. So yeah, we got Romantic Killer, Sino Alice, Witch Beast, Volume 2 and 3. I do have Volume 1, but I'm currently reading it right now. Geek Hitman. This one was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And Princess Jellyfish. Now up here, we got the next row. The rest of Sayuki. This Sayuki Reloaded. So this is like the continuation. We got Black Lagoon. And my next order, I think they just recently restocked this on in-stock trade. So I will be getting the rest of the volumes. Have that set finished. They will be going here. So these will be going down here. That's why I got this gap here. They're going to go down here and here. This is going to be the rest of the Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon, I've been enjoying it. It's a badass series. A bunch of military soldiers and stuff like that. They're mercenaries actually. And this one, the Flowers of Evil. I love the way these spines look. Should I just notice I put these backwards? Whoops, put them backwards. So yeah, these are kind of, look at the covers. It's kind of eerie, kind of creepy. Look at the back. So yeah, I can't wait to dig into these. They seem kind of trippy. It's Shuzo Oshimi is the mangaka here. I hear this name a lot. He's pretty popular. They say he does a lot of dark stories and depressing stuff and things of that nature. This one though feels like it has some type of supernatural feel to it. Look at, you see the girl's eyes here, her face there, face here. Just notice that right now. So this one seemed a little bit like something I might enjoy. Some of the other stuff has like heavy set subject matters that might not be for me. So I haven't got anything else from his. I'm gonna check that out and see how I enjoy it. Now here we got some Western comics again, but these are small. You see they're almost the size of the mangas. This I highly recommend. By Peter Milligan. It's called the Bronx Kill. Now this is Vertigo Crime. So look up Vertigo Crime. They have a lot of these books. I need to buy more of them to see if the rest are any good. But this one was really good. Like $6 hardcovers on you can find them on in-stock trade. Probably find them on eBay pretty cheap as well. This I haven't read this, but it had a lot of hype. The Circle series. Actually, this was kind of expensive. It wasn't that easy to find. This is another series. It says 1, but I don't think there was ever a volume 2. Templar. It's in color, graphic novel. You could also find this at about $10. Look at the writer and everybody here. Just type Templar, and you can find it pretty cheap. The art is pretty cool. I haven't got around to reading it. $10 for 400 pages in color. I think it's a killer deal. Dark Souls by Titan Comics. This one's a little bit bigger than your typical manga. Look at this. Your large manga is a little bit bigger than that. This one we got. I haven't read this one either, but look kind of cool. Criminal Macabre. Basically a detective, but he fights pure like supernatural zombies, vampires, and whatnot. Dark Horse. So I'm always willing to check out Dark Horse stuff just because I like the build of the book. So and they're pretty cheap. So I'm like not scared to blind buy when it comes to that stuff. I know I'm gonna get my money's worth at least on the as far as the build and so forth, right? And if I don't enjoy it, you always sell them and so forth. So yeah, these are, I have more books. They're on the in boxes, so I'm gonna get to them right now. But first, let's show off the graphic novels and Western comics and so forth on the other shelf. And all right, so here's the first shelf. Once we finish the shelf, we're gonna get to the mangas that are in boxes, and then we'll get to the other hardcover books and paperbacks that are in boxes. Here, these are mainly, I have a few paperbacks here as well, but they're mainly hardcovers. We start off with here, Sky Doll. Says the complete collection, completely misleading. I had to try to figure out how this was. I thought it was volume 1 and 2, but it's actually volume 1 and 4 that are in here. And then we have volume 2 and 3 right here of Sky Doll. That was completely weird. I wish they would have had all 4 volumes in here. If not, I wish they would have had this one the size of these. So they could all match. I could have them all together, right? But it is what it is. So this is by Titan Comics. And then we got this one, the Nicopola trilogy. I've been procrastinating. I really need to get on this one. It looks interesting. And it's I think this is a Russian comic book also by Titan Comics. They got a lot of stuff that's like European and whatnot. This one, the Sky Doll, I think it's French. Then we got art of Sean Phillips. Love his art. Look, he does some crime art. This one, it says Art of Sean Phillips, but it's like a biography or documentary, right? It shows him his career from a kid. Love his art. He works a lot with artist Ed Brubaker. So look for Sean Phillips. If you see anything by his, pick it up. Give it a read. This is Zelda the Hyrule History. Again, it says it's like an art book, but not really. It's more like a documentary. Shows you how that game got created, how long it's been running, how many books, and it shows you screenshots of the video game and so forth, right? It's like watching a documentary on TV. I really like these. Not the biggest fan of art books that it's just art, right? That you just flip through pages and it's art. I feel that I would rather buy that digitally and just look through the art or Google it. But I do like these that are like documentaries and so forth. This one, Lady Killers by Joe Jones. Awesome artist as well. I love the way Dark Horse did this right here. You see how it has the spine design? All these Tomb Raiders have it as well. And look at the Witcher one. It's huge. The artwork on this one. So when you just look up here, they look plain, kind of the same. But down here, they differ a lot. And the pictures are big. Because there's some where the bottom will differ. But it's small pictures. These are big pictures. So yeah, volume 1 through 4. These are very hard to find nowadays. This one, if you're interested in checking out comics, this one I would check out. Lady Killers. $17 for this huge book in color by Dark Horse. I think it's $25 cover price. But on in-stock trades with the discount and so forth, it's like $17. Totally worth it. It's super cheap and it's awesome quality, awesome artwork. It's kind of almost like a crime noir. She's a hitman. That's why it's called Lady Killer. Tomb Raider, Witcher Volume 1. Volume 2 just came out. There's only 2 for the complete collection. I can't wait to pick that one up. Black Sad, Absolute Wildcats. Witcher Volume 2, Lobster Johnson Volume 1. I think this is already going out of print, or it already did. And Volume 2 hasn't even came out yet, so I can't wait to get Volume 2. I think it's just 2 for the complete series. This one is 2 for the complete series. This is Volume 2. I have Volume 1 at my parents' house. I gotta send this one over there. 7 to Eternity. This is one of my newest pickups. 7 to Eternity. And then Low Volume 1 and 2. All these are written by Rick Remender. He's a cool writer. He has a lot of like sci-fi type stuff. Peter Pan. This one is, I haven't read it, but I heard it's a real dark take on Peter Pan. That's some of the artwork. It's also like a European book. I believe it's French. Skydaw Volume 2. This one's called Spaceship Collection. And then Skydaw Volume 3. This is called Decades. Look at the art on this. I thought these were going to be some cool art, some sci-fi space stories with these little robots and whatnot and aliens. I flipped through some of the pages on the big one, and there's some robots or aliens. I wasn't sure what it was because I just was flipping through the pages, and they're like transsexuals. So that leads me to believe it's gonna be a deeper story than what I initially thought. Right? I don't think it's just gonna be a fun sci-fi story. I think it's gonna have a lot of substance and maybe some deep subject matter to it. Have not read it yet, but the art is really good. Pacific Rim, the Ultimate Collection. I think that's 6 volumes of the trades or 5 volumes. All right, the second row right here, we start off with this huge Street Fighter book. It's the same height as these. Actually, not yet, it's about the same height, but look at how much wider it is. It's like widescreen, right? Again, this says art book of Street Fighter, but it's like the biography, right? It shows you about the game, the arcade scene back in the days, and how popular it was, and it's just like it takes you back in time, like for if you remember those days, or if you weren't alive, so you could get a feel of how the environment was back then. This I remember back when I was like in between 6 and 8 years old. Went to arcades a lot on my bike. A bunch of my friends, we would go on our bikes to the arcades, and you would just bump into a bunch of other friends from school in the arcade scene, right, on elementary and junior high. And we got the tail end of the arcade scene, but we still got to see it alive and kicking. You know, video games, they're stronger than they've ever been, and they're a lot better than they've ever been because technology and so forth. But that experience of bumping into other kids, socializing out on the streets, and walking into a dark room with just a bunch of noises and lights from the arcades, that's gone. Unfortunately, these kids today are not gonna ever experience that anymore. It's a lost art. You can still play your games online with other kids, but it's not the same. It's like you know, when you're on YouTube, leaving comments on videos, social media, leaving comments or talking through live streams. It's not the same as when you go to conventions and you all meet each other, right? And you hang out and grab a burger or something, right? And you're just kicking it. It's a whole different experience, right? And it's unfortunately it's kind of missing now with a lot of things nowadays. I would even say comic books, being at the comic shop is it's not really there like it used to be. So anyways, I'm rambling on about other stuff. This one, Monstrous Volume 1, there's a Volume 2 about to come out. I read the first few issues of this. This is really good as well. Decorum, this is kind of like a Japanese
fantasy type of thing. See if I could pull it out. That's the cover. Real interesting art. I enjoy it. Look at this monster with like eyeballs over here. These are about $25, and they're pretty thick books. They're like almost 400 pages, I think. Decorum, another one. These are all by Image right here. Decorum's another interesting one. I haven't read this one, but I mean, look at the art there. It's in black and white, and then look at the back. It's in color, then black and white. The color schemes have a lot to do with the story here. From when I flipped up through the pages, it seems like it's part of the plot. Something's going on with colors and paints, and they get real creative with the art on it. Really enjoyed it when I flipped through it. Now this one's also by Image, but this one's shorter. It's not as big as these other ones, which I don't mind. I like it this size. I actually like books this size better, just standard height. This is Cyberforce. I picked this up because the artist on this and the writer is Mark Silvestri. He worked on XMen back in the days, right? And then on Wolverine, which I do collect, X-Men and Wolverine. So I was like, let me see what he did with his own superhero team, with his own creation, right? We got Outcast right here, the complete collection. If I had to recommend a book to manga readers, this would be one. Outcast, it's the whole collection there, or you could collect it in 4 of these hardcovers or 1 of these. I went the cheap route and just got this, also because 4 books would have took a lot more space, right? That's by Robert Kirkman, the guy that writes Invincible, and he also writes Walking Dead, that you all might know about that one. We got Paper Girls by Brian K. Vaughan. They did a show on this. This also has a show. I heard some people say it was good, some people didn't like it as much. This show, however, Paper Girls, everyone said it sucked. But everyone says the book is really good. So you've got this by Brian K. Vaughan. This also had a show, Why the Last Man. Everyone said it sucked balls. I have not seen it, but the book is really good. I have read the first one. I haven't finished the series. The second one's 2 would collect the whole thing. I have also the 5 hardcovers. It's 5 hardcovers or 2 of these. And the spine designs there looks pretty cool. It's about a guy that all the men in the world died, only women survived, and he's the only man left. So that makes for some interesting situations. Some women want to use him to reproduce because he's the last man left, right? And a lot of women want to kill him. So yeah, just pick that up. It's very interesting. Another one by Brian K. Vaughan up here. It's Private Eye. It's about social media and all that stuff. I haven't read it yet. I haven't even opened it. But it's Brian K. Vaughan, so I picked it up. So these are my Brian K. Vaughan books. Now my Brian Wood books, DMC. Another one that has a TV show. I gotta watch it on HBO. I do like HBO shows, so I'm confident it'll be good. Some people liked it, but they said it wasn't the same as the comic. Have not watched the show or the comic, or read the comic, so I'm going in completely unbiased. Then we have The Massive, also by Brian Wood. I read the first book, have not finished it, have not read the second one. This one's pretty good too. It's like Waterworld. Then we have Channel Zero, the complete collection, also by Brian Wood. I did not I haven't read this one. I don't know anything about it. It's in black and white. I saw it for like $9 online, so I was like, hey, that's pretty cheap. Let's just go ahead and pick it up, see if it's any good. It's Brian Wood, so you know it'll probably be good. Or it'll probably be, if you like these, I feel like I'll probably like this then. It's a Dark Horse logo. It's DC logo. These books were actually DC Vertigo, which was its non-superhero stuff. But now they just name it DC. Kind of like the idea of it being called Vertigo, so you know it's something different. So yeah, we got Gen 13, Savage Dragon, 90s Cyber Frog, Border Worlds, and then BPRD from 1952 to 1954. This stuff's actually written in like 2010 and stuff, but it's supposed to cover the years of Hellboy 1952 to 54. These 4 right here, these image ones, I made these myself with old comic books, and I had them made into hardcovers. I designed the spine, the back, and all that stuff. This one came out all crappy. The lines. This is basically Gen 13 Volume 2. Now we're on the 3rd row. These books, if you can see here, this one's kind of sticking out more from here this way. So what I plan to do with these at the moment is kind of like my to sell pile. What I'm going to do with them is read them, record a video so I can have some content for the comic channel, and then probably just put them up for sale, because I don't know if it's, unless I really like one of these, I don't think it's going to be stuff I reread. None of these is like my favorite characters or anything like that. So yeah, we have Spawn Volume 1 and 2. Sandman Twitch, this one's actually really good. The Spawn one, you just gotta vaguely read the dialogue and just skim through it and check out the art. Let the art do the storytelling, because the dialogue is not that good. It's Todd McFarlane. He's an artist trying to be a writer at this point, creating his own character, and he's not that good at writing. But with the art is really good, so the art kind of tells you what's happening in the story. If you stop and read the dialogue, it can drag on a bit, and it'll repeat the same things over and over. X-Men, if you have any interest in Western comics and you're coming for the manga and so forth, this book right now, check out the cover. It's called X-Men Omnibus, by Jonathan Hickman. Check out In Stock Trades. This is like almost 800 pages in color. It's on sale right now for 25 bucks. Killer deal. So you're never gonna find it at that price again, at that cheap. So if you have any interest in it, check it out right now. 25 bucks. Doesn't hurt to check it out. And if you don't like it, once the sale's over, it's gonna go back to like 60 bucks or whatever it is. So you have no problem getting those 25 bucks back on eBay or whatever if you choose to resell it and you didn't enjoy it. So now we got here Darth Vader by Karen Gillian. Star Wars Rise of the Sith. I hear this one's not too good. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check it out. I was gonna collect all the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff that Marvel's reprinting in these big books. I was thinking it's gonna be somewhere around 12 of them. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm not gonna do that. I bought them out digitally already, so I'll probably just read them that way. So we got Swamp Thing here, New 52. Anybody looking to get into comics, check out New 52 back in 2012, I believe. DC rebooted everything. They called it the New 52 because they started everything from issue 1 all over, right? This is Batgirl for Gail Simone, also New 52. So that's a great jumping on point on these. You get to read the characters kind of from like a reboot, a restart. So yeah, that's a good jumping on point on those. Are they any good? I have no idea, but I know a lot of people got into comics when they heard that announcement. This was back in 2012. I started collecting comics around 2016. So this was already getting towards the end of this New 52 era. Batgirl, this one, I hear a lot of mixed things. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's Batgirl by Burnside. You will read this. This is like a part 2 to this. Volume 1, Volume 2. But here she's Batgirl, kind of like Batman. Here on this one, she has a new costume. She's in college. It's a completely different character. Only the same in name, right? So look at the cover here. The artwork and everything's different. It's a lot more fun. And the other one's more dark like Batman would be. So I noticed they're both the same price. And this one's a lot thinner. That tells me, so basically it's more expensive. Had it been this side, it'd be double the price, right? That tells me that they had confidence that, hey, we're going to charge the same price and we're going to give you a lot less material. They had confidence that people enjoy it and they will pay that extra price, right? So leads me to believe it's probably good. I have no idea though. This one, Jonah Hicks. This is old Western stories by this character, Jonah Hicks from DC. Now there's a trick to him. He does have some vague superpowers, but it's more of cowboy stories. Now this one, if I enjoy it enough, this is one I might keep because I do like the idea of Western comic books and stuff. So if I enjoy that one enough, I would keep it. Lock and Key. This is like a horror by Joe Hill. This has a TV show as well. I heard the show wasn't that great, but I hear the comic's really good. Joe Hill is I believe Stephen King's son. We got Aliens Volume 1 and 2 this month. Volume 3 comes out, and in January Volume 4. That would be the whole collection, 4 books. Can't wait to have the collection. In my opinion, Volume 2 and 4 have the best material. So in these, you could just start anywhere. They all have a lot of little mini-series, 6-issue stories, 12-issue stories. So you could just buy any random volume. There's no beginning or end, right? Because it's always going to be a different alien and a different group of Marines. So yeah, this one, Wolverine. There's a lot of controversy right now. And again, people, if you do not collect Wolverine or Marvel Comics and you want to get into some, it's a perfect opportunity for you to get a good price. I have this book, Volume 2, and recently they reprinted it. And now the new one has a new dust jacket with the letters looking this way, so it can match the rest of the Wolverine books, right? So it's going to have these type of letters instead of these. I almost want to sell mine to buy the other one as well, just so they can match. The only difference is this, the way the letters are going to look right there, right? The book inside, the material, it's all the same. I went to In Stock Trades. This book, the new printing with these letters goes for like 80 bucks. And now nobody wants to buy this old copy, so these old copies are going for 50, which is dirt cheap for this material. It's really good, and it's a big book, a lot of pages. For 50 bucks, if you have any interest in Wolverine, pick it up now. You're going to get this old copy, not this one, but if you don't care about that, definitely worth checking it out. 50 bucks is a killer deal, and Volume 2 is really like a Volume 1, because Volume 1 just tells you how Wolverine got his claws and all his origin. We've all seen the movie, we know all that already, so you don't need that Volume 1. You could just start right here. This is actually probably better starting on point. And this one is the end of this run. So this starts like in 1990. This is more like 99, 2000. It's when the series would end. That's in, so this would kind of be like a Volume 7. And then it restarts again for the more modern art, modern writing. That's now in the 2000s, right? This is Wolverine Goes to Hell. All right, this is the last shelf down here. Kind of like what I got right here. A lot of this is newer stuff that I just got recently. 4 of these are. This is Ninjak, the Omnibus. This is old school 90s stuff. I've never read that. That's the original series. Now in 2000, 12, I think, they restarted Valiant Comics. They came back, brought back all those old characters and the series itself, right? But more modern art, more modern retelling. So there's slight changes and so forth. So I also have the new ones. This is Ninja Egg Volume 1, Volume 2. This one's very difficult to find now. And then Ninja Egg Volume 3. Volume 3, they named it Ninja K. So the Volume 3 on these were kind of weird because they changed the designs and so forth. I don't know if they changed anything in the stories though. Now I have Rai, Volume 1. Volume 2 of Rai is called 4001 AD, but it's basically Rai Volume 2, right? And then Volume 3, right? See, look at the Volume 3, how the letters are different and so forth. And look at the Volume 3 on this. The letters are the same, but it's called differently. So, yeah, they redesigned the books. I don't know if they did anything to the stories, like if they rebooted them or anything. So, what I'm missing here with Valiant is, I can't wait till, you see how this one has this old school book? The old school 90s stuff that's one book, collects the whole series. I need this Rai. I got the 3 volumes of Rai. Now, I need them to release an old school book like this of the old series. And that I will definitely be buying. And I'll be done with these sets. I'll have the old material and then the whole completion of the new material. This has 3 volumes. The only other one I kind of wish I would have bought was Shadow Man. That's another character. He also has 3 books. And he also has one of these big old omnibuses. So they have other characters. But those will be the 3 that pique my interest. So yeah, that's my Valiant stuff. If I find those at a cheap price, I will pick those up. The Shadow Man ones. Got Wonder Woman. This artist, George Perez, just recently died. So they reprinted this Volume 1. And there's Wonder Woman Volume 5. Volume 5 is not called Volume 5, and as you can see, the spine is different. So I don't know why they did that. I don't really mind as long as the material inside continues the story. So I would need Volumes 2 through 4. It ends at 5, I believe. So I had Volume 1, 2, 3. I sold them. And then now I decided I kind of wanted to rebuy them, but only Volume 5 was available. But they reprinted Volume 1 recently because of his death. So I was like, cool, I'll buy Volume 1 again. Here, Teen Titans, same thing. Got Volume 1, Volume 5. Volume 5 was available. All the rest were at a print, and they're going for expensive prices. And this one, they reprinted it because it's the same artist, George Perez. So they reprinted his Volume 1 of this and this. Hopefully, if they reprint the rest, Volume 2, 3, and 4 of the series, I will pick them up. But at the price that they're going for right now, I'll just skip them. It's not a top priority for me at the moment. I could read them digitally for free on online and so forth, right through the library website. Hoopla, in case you guys are not familiar with it, Hoopla's a website that you just type your library card in and you get all kinds of, you basically get every DC comic available and a big chunk of Marvel comics as well. And a bunch of others, Dark Horse and other series. This one I got, The Question, Volume 1. I think there's going to be a Volume 2 and that should be the whole series. This one, look at the cover. Really intrigued me. And this artist, Bill Sienkiewicz, the writer is Dennis O'Neil. He wrote Batman at this time in the late 70s, 80s. And he wrote this character, I guess. But so I'm not sure what to expect there, but it looks very trippy. And I know with this artist, Bill Sienkiewicz, he doesn't write this, but whenever he writes or where he has his input on the stories, they're always very weird. They're always like, I always read them and I find myself not really knowing what happened and not knowing where the story was going. And somebody explained it to me this way. I kind of tripped out because they said his stories is not really telling you a story. He's giving you opinions. Like he'll be, something will be happening in the story and the story is not really going anywhere, but he's giving you an opinion of that subject through the story, right? So I don't know if I'm making sense there. I will have to read the book, do a review, and then kind of explain to you what I mean. Because when they told me that, that would be a little more complicated. And for right now, this shelf is looking cool. Now what I gotta do is let me show you all the stuff I got in boxes. Alright, my bad guys. You know what? I'm looking at the footage right now. This video is gonna run very long if I show you all the books I have in the boxes. So I am gonna be recording them right now. I'm gonna finish filming while I finish working on everything right here and organizing. But that's gonna be a separate video. That way this one will be about an hour and the other one will be about an hour. As opposed to having a 2-hour video, right? That's insane. Nobody's gonna watch that whole thing. So hopefully you guys stick around to the end and you watch this. If you did, you know, thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. And stay tuned because I'm gonna finish filming right now. So the second half to this will be up. I'm gonna name it just the books in my storage though. This one will be the shelf, the books on the shelf, right? So yeah, let me just finish back with this stuff. Hopefully, if you're still here and you're watching this part of the video, you hit that like button and you enjoyed the content. If you have any of these or you have any recommendations as far as manga or comics, leave them in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed.
That way you can stay tuned for the second part to this, which I will be working on right now as we speak. And I'll check you guys out next time.